Good morning, guys. It's a little chilly, as you can see, a little dreary outside. Still got a little bit of farm chores I got to get done this afternoon. I've kind of piddled the morning away, just procrastinating about coming out here because it looked pretty cold outside. I think it's 45 outside, so not really super cold, but with no sun out and the wind coming out of the north, it's a little chilly. But I thought I'd take a walk. It's been raining the last 3 or 4 days, and this place looks like a mess out here. And as you can see, we got standing water over there. The last video you guys watched, we put these beds in here, had a bunch of friends and family over. And oh my God, put these beds in here. And the water has just seeped into this tunnel. Unfortunately, this is kind of what you fight when you're doing things like this. Trying to get stuff done yourself, saving a little bit of money. I'll just turn this camera, guys, around and you guys can see what's going on. I mean, look at the standing water. You can see where it seeped into this tunnel. You can see some of the higher spots, which are dry. Some of the lower spots. I mean, you can see the dry, and then this side of the tunnel, which is the wet side. This must be the low side. So, which we have literally talked about. We have literally talked about in the past, when you put tunnels up or anything like that, make sure that you've got your dirt work done the first time around. Try to. I thought we did, but apparently, we're not professional excavators. We did rent an excavator for 8 hours, which took like 2 hours for us to learn how to use it properly. And then the other 6, we were trying to rush and get this pad built, get the drainage ditch fixed over there, and thought we had some of the issues fixed on that side. But without rain, we put this tunnel up towards fall. Well, we don't get a whole lot of rain here in the fall. We do, but you don't, not like you think we would. And so I never really got a chance to see where the water was going to sit here. But, I mean, you can see in the past, the look on my face is pretty disappointing. So which means this is going to have to dry out a lot before I can even think about going through here and flattening these beds back out. So hopefully here we've got some warmer weather coming. Looks like we've only got 1 day with a chance of rain next week. And it looks like we've got 60s to 80s coming next week. So I'm going to try to hopefully, I got the sides rolled up on the tunnel here. So hopefully that airflow comes through and will help that dry out a little bit. Even if it doesn't, as long as we get some airflow over it, I think it will help dry it out a little bit. But then that tells me before the spring storms and all that stormy weather and stuff comes, I need to get my butt in gear. Whether we're fighting drainage, that's the most important thing you all need to think about is where's this water going? You literally got 100-foot gutter pretty much right there that is taking the blunt of all the rain. It's just flowing on the side. Where is all that going to go? Like I said, I thought that we had that fixed, but apparently I need to get a professional in here to take a look at it when it dries up and see if I can get this. But we're going to walk to tunnel number 1, which is my DIY bootstrap tunnel that we put up 2 years ago, and it's on level flat ground that's got a lot of grass on it, so we have 0 water issues in this tunnel. And I thought about putting the second tunnel. I've got a 30 by 60 pad right here that we usually put squash, zucchini, stuff like that in, that has a lot of squash bugs. I don't want squash bugs in my tunnel, so I usually put that stuff outside here. Maybe some extra pepper plants, okra, watermelon, stuff like that you would not put in a tunnel. But we thought about actually putting another tunnel here, but you guys can see the trees, and even trimming those trees. I was worried about some of the branches coming off in a high windstorm, because we do have high winds here. Sometimes we average 50 to 70 mile an hour, depending on when a storm comes through. Because I live up on a hill, all that wind kind of comes up from the south or the north, and we get hit with a lot of wind. So I didn't want to take a chance of hurting a tunnel, or, I don't have room for a 100-foot tunnel here without doing a lot of major work. That's why we put it over there. But we're talking about putting another tunnel right here, but that's neither here or there. But let's walk in the tunnel and I'll show you a little bit of what we have got done planted out. As you can see, we have got our head lettuce here, and the varieties of head lettuce, if you're curious what we use, is I use Tehama, Magenta, and Tropicana. Those are the three head style lettuce. I call them a head lettuce, but we really don't cut them as a one-time head lettuce. I kind of cut them as a cut and come and go style lettuce. It gives me big, loose leaves, and a lot of our restaurants and stuff purchase those from us to do BLTs and hamburgers and stuff like that. It's more of a, not quite gourmet. I hate to say it's gourmet, but a very fancier than iceberg choice. But this magenta is beautiful. And the carrots are up now finally. As you can see there, it's taken a while, but the carrots are up. So we've got a 60-foot bed of carrots, and then I've got a partial row here of Salanova, and then we've got a full row of Salanova here. So you can see the Salanova. We've got the 4 types. Basically, I think it's their foundation mix. We've got Johnny's Wildfire mix, which is a loose leaf lettuce mix here, and it is sown very thick. The Jang does very well on this. I can't talk enough about that tool. Got carrots in, got salad mix in. The spinach is looking very good, and so is the radishes. You can see the radishes over there. We've got French breakfast put in with the Jang. That's the first time using the Jang, so you can see how awesome that is. I've always done this by hand, basically building a furrow and then dropping seeds in. It takes up way too much time. It's really hard on your back and your body and your knees. You've got to find easier ways. It took me a couple years to get the money to get the Jang bought, get this dream that we've had as being market farmers. I gave myself a 5-year goal. I'm on year number 2. Well, year actually 1.5. This will be our 2nd year of not working, of just doing this farm stuff. So, you know, we've had to make a lot of life choices, a lot of changes in our spending and stuff like that to make sure we had money to cover the house bills. The farm does not take away from our house. So anything I make from the farm, I save, and then we use that to buy tools. Like the Jang was our first big investment. Of course, you could say high tunnels. We actually had these high tunnels before I started market gardening. We bought them, and then we decided to do market gardening. I built this tunnel first to just get some stuff growing when Corona started, just to make sure we had a platform that we could grow our own food. And then people started asking about buying food. That's hence how we got the 2nd tunnel. Going forward with that, and then tools was the last thing we had to buy, so it was pretty much like the Jang. I need to buy a couple other tools, like a greens harvester to cut our loose greens so I don't have to do it by hand, a tilther so I can amend the beds easier and not have to rake them. I can get a smoother, more pronounced bed top when I'm planting with the Jang. But anyway, that's other stuff we will talk about in our videos. But you can see the spinach looks really good. I'll take you around here and show you. Spinach is coming along good. I have fertilized this. I do have drip irrigation, which you guys can see, and we will go in depth on all of that on that 2nd tunnel. This tunnel was already pre-made for all this stuff, so hence why I haven't done a video on this yet. But the new tunnel that we put up there, we will have to do drip irrigation on each one of those beds. Like I said, we had the 10 50-foot beds, so I've split the tunnel in half. We'll talk about how I got the water up there, why I did it that way, irrigation systems, we're going to use, whether that's going to be a drip irrigation or an overhead irrigation or a combination of both. That's all coming. But first, we got to get that dried out. We got to get those beds made so we can get some tomatoes in there. But I thought I'd take you inside and kind of show you where I'm at on my transplants. Got a lot of humidity in there. 84% humidity. You can see inside that tent is 70 degrees Fahrenheit and 84% humidity. You want a pretty good high humidity. I'll try to get you out of them blurple lights, guys. You want pretty good high humidity. Kind of keeps the soil a little bit moist, and it keeps those transplants hydrated. I water these once a week right now. But like I said, we'll get into all that. I just kind of wanted to show you what we've got going on. This is a Yield Lab grow tent, and I use it to do basically all my starts in every year. Usually this is downstairs in the basement, but since I wanted to rearrange my seed starting room and my wash pack room and stuff like that separated, I decided to move it up here because I can control the heat. This room that I am in is a covered outside porch that is fully insulated on the outside of my home. So it holds the heat very well. In the middle of winter, this room stays 55, 60 degrees without heat. I use supplemental heat. All I use is a small oil heater that I purchased from a home improvement store. That keeps this about 75 degrees in the dead of winter. So when you close this up and you've got a whole fan filter in there, it actually removes the air, brings fresh air back in, and it keeps everything nice and humid in here. As you can see, the transplants, they are very beautiful. This is a BHN 589, which is a Johnny's seed, which is a hybrid, a high tunnel growing tomato. It's got very good properties to fight against blight, early and late blight, and a lot of other diseases. Plus, it is very prolific. I only grow determinate style tomatoes on the farm here because determinate style tomatoes that you buy good seeds from a quality place, you get very high yield. And as a market farmer, you want to buy those types of seeds that are going to give you a lot of high yield. It's very, a lot of market farmers will grow heirloom styles, which is fine because I like an heirloom tomato every once in a while. We do have a dozen or so heirlooms in here, intermediates that we grow just for ourselves that we don't sell at market. My wife gets a bed dedicated to her in each one of the high tunnels, and she gets to pick what she wants to grow, and she's a very big tomato eater, so she'll pick like Kellogg's Breakfast, or we'll do Cherokee Purple or something like that, or a Brandywine. Every year she tries a different one. This year is Kellogg's Breakfast. We've never tried it before, but we grow determinates because we get the most bang for your buck out of them, and that's the point of being a market farmer, is making money doing this. You don't make money if you don't have product. But like I said, everything is in here we've got peppers. You can see cayennes in there. We've got a lot of bueno mulata. We've got some jalapenos, Big Jim. There's a lot of sweet peppers also. We grow gypsy. We grow a lot of bell peppers. Stuff you would consider in a market garden. As you can see, I've got a row of beets. So I've got some Detroit beets here, and I've got some Roadster tomatoes here. So I think I've got 50 of those. I'm going to get transplanted up. We've got some sun golds over there, a lot of large red black cherries. Let's see what these are here. I reuse these pots, as you can see, so I just scratch out the name from the year before. They're BHN 589s. I've got tomatoes down here at the floor. Got some what's left over of my Carolina Reaper plants that I have not potted up yet. There's some gypsy peppers here, as you can see, these peppers. Very beautiful transplant. Very beautiful. Here in about another 2 weeks, these will be going out. Hopefully, I can get that high tunnel figured out, and we can get these bad boys in the ground. I think we've got a couple hundred. We don't have many tomatoes. I think there's only 200 or 250 tomato plants in here, and I think there's 150 pepper plants, sweet and hot, and then there's a variety of other stuff in there. And then here soon, we will be getting the squash, zucchini, cucumbers, cucamelons, okra, those kind of items started because they're more of a warm season. So I won't have to worry about those till about the mid of April, and I'll get those started about the mid of May. I'll start putting that stuff out. I want to make sure I get a jump on my tomato and pepper season since they do take so long to grow. And with these tunnels, I can prolong and add to and take away from my season. So I can start my season about a month earlier here and get my tomatoes to market about a month before anyone else does. There are other farmers in the area within 100 miles or so that do have high tunnels. I'm not sure if they get their tomatoes out as early. I know in the past, everyone has told us we were the first ones to get tomatoes to market, so which is pretty cool. I know the people within, at least within 25, 30 miles from me, they haven't even got their tomatoes to this stage yet. So that's the goal as a market farmer. You want to make sure that you've got a product that you can get to market quick, that you can get a good product and be known for having a high quality product in a fast time. That will get people to your table year after year after year. But anyway, guys, that's all I'm doing today. Like I said, this whole market gardening thing, sometimes there's there's just go, 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 and then sometimes there's just hurry up and wait. So today is one of those hurry up and wait days. Unfortunately, I can't do any work in that big tunnel. I was hoping to get some of those done to show you guys. But keep watching the videos, guys. And from the bottom of my heart, I do appreciate you guys that are watching these videos, because I'm trying to find good content for you guys. But keep watching, guys, and follow us on the next one.